I think there is a problem in the prosecution's case against David the singer. Let me explain. The grand jury has been hearing this case for 5 months, since November. Beth Silverman, the DA, has been presenting witness after witness after witness to this grand jury to get a grand jury indictment. We know that there has been a dogfight between the DA's office and the medical examiner over cause of death that we are told and have been told for a long time after Celeste Rivas's body was found that they were having a very difficult time establishing cause of death. And that is an issue here. But then the question, if Beth Silverman was before that grand jury for 5 months with the end goal of getting an indictment for murder, why did the police arrest David yesterday and then say they're going to present the case to the DA on Monday so that the DA can determine whether to file formal charges or not? That makes absolutely no sense, because it was the grand jury that was supposed to indict here and not the DA just charging him. If the DA wanted to charge, what was the point of a grand jury? So what happened at the grand jury so that they either didn't indict him, that she never asked the grand jury to actually indict, or did the grand jury issue a no bill, which means they rejected the case? I don't think they would have rejected the case outright, although I don't know. But the only other option is that Beth Silverman never asked for a formal indictment after presenting evidence for 5 months before the grand jury. So why? And the police say, we're going to present the case to the DA. The DA's had the case for 5 months. What do you mean present the case? That makes no sense when you listen to what the police are saying. The DA has had this case. They're the ones that made the decision to go to the grand jury. So why is the DA doing this and deciding apparently to file charges rather than to get an indictment? So there could be several reasons. The one that comes to mind is that a grand jury indictment gets very specific as to why they're indicting. And it may be based on the evidence that was presented that the DA is concerned that based on the way the grand jury would indict, it would leave a wide door open for the defense to come in and say, this is a deficient indictment in terms of proving the elements of murder, and the worry might be that a judge might dismiss the indictment. And I can't really think of another good reason, other than if the grand jury rejected the case, for the DA to spend all that time before the grand jury and then to say, okay, now we'll just charge him. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And, yesterday felt like a show. There's a lot of behind the scenes here, but when you look at, the way this went down with the police, this felt like a statement more than just an arrest. So there is something going on here that is really interesting, and I don't know what it is, but again, it would seem like if the case is that compelling and they spent 5 months before the grand jury, why didn't the grand jury issue an indictment? So one of the things that is going to come up here, and I know this, is cause of death. And we know that the defense is saying he did not kill her, and that they are going to fight that. Cause of death is going to be really important. We know, based on contacts with people connected to the medical examiner, that they had a tremendously difficult time with this case. that it was very difficult for them to establish cause of death. Frankly, we do not know to this day whether they have actually determined, is it accidental? Is it homicide? We don't know what they've said. And I think the DA at this point must know. But there was a real fight going on, between authorities over this. And even if they determine cause of death is homicide, everything, and I don't know that they did, but everything leading up to it that we were told is that they may never be able to determine cause of death because of the state of the body at the time they got it. And that does not bode great for the prosecution because they have to prove murder. They have to prove homicide beyond a reasonable doubt. And if the medical examiner has an issue with how Celeste Rivas died, that's a problem for prosecutors. So, look, I don't know what David did or didn't do. My sense, based on everything we've been hearing, is he knows something, I believe, about why her body ended up in that trunk. Based on everything we're hearing, I think he knows something about that. But that doesn't mean that they have proof that he killed her. And there could be many scenarios as to how that happens. It's the DA's responsibility to prove the scenario that he murdered her. And I am telling you that when you look at this, I've been talking to very seasoned criminal defense lawyers, and they are baffled by this, that why they would arrest him this way, and then say that they're going to present it to the DA where the DA already has it, and the DA is going to charge him when they were pursuing an indictment for all these months. There's something odd here that has not come out, to be continued.